Hi everyone, so welcome to another video. I hope you're having a great week. I'm out here in Spain. It's very, very, very hot at the moment. You probably see behind me. But I want to talk a little bit about silver. First of all, about inflation and how silver can help you with inflation. And then what are the best ways to get started? And how can you use it to get a passive income as well? So you're not just getting the money you receive from your salary, you're getting something else each month. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Inflation is probably even higher than what people say it is, because sometimes the government doesn't include things like food and rent and petrol in the figures. So it's, often a lot higher than what they say it is. And the thing how silver can help is if you look at the graph, so you see just before the pandemic, silver was sitting at around $20 per ounce. And it did go up quite a lot. Well, actually, just before the pandemic, it was 2019, only $16 per ounce. So you can see it's gone right up. And if you look at all of the other times when it's gone down, it's always gone back up eventually, even if it was a while before it went back up. So what you really should do is, say if you had $20 in 2020, you could have bought 1 ounce of silver with that. But if you just left it in the bank earning maybe like 0.5% interest, you really wouldn't have that much money now in 2021. But if you sold it now, you would get around $24 for that. So that's 20% increase. And you'll be able to keep up with that higher inflation that's going on. I'm sure you notice in the shops, things are either more expensive or not available. There's higher demand. So that's just why silver, gold less so, because gold is more of a long-term investment, but silver is a really good alternative. Or an extra to a savings account as well. But if you're wondering,
if you buy silver, do you have to keep it at home? Is that the best way?
No, you don't have to. Some people prefer to because they just don't trust any of the storage facilities or the banks to hold it. But there are several options. There's virtual wallets as well, and there's different companies out there that will look after it for you. Yeah, that's a really good point. I'll show you the one that I have. Actually, I recently withdrew, so there's not much in it. So this is a virtual wallet where you can have gold and silver just held virtually here. When you transfer in, it'll go to cash, and then you can put it in gold or silver or transfer between them. Or if you also want the actual physical one in your hand, it'll get you a Liberty Eagle. So you see it's backed by the Liberty Eagles. And as long as you have enough in your balance, you'll be able to do a mail order. So you see here where it says Sound Money Silver sent via mail. That was when I traded some of my virtual silver for actual silver. But there are a lot of companies out there that is not actually backed by anything. So for example, Revolut is not necessarily a scam, but you're just following the movements of gold and silver. It's not like you'll be able to go to them and say, oh, I want to trade it for an actual physical coin. Yeah. So that's why this one is better. It gives you just the actual thing if you want it, especially if you're buying a bar. Like if you buy something that's very big and hard to transport.
Yeah, you don't want to have that hanging around.
Yeah, it might be a lot harder.
Not around here anyway.
Yeah. So in those situations it's better. But if it's just the 1 ounce ones, like I will show you the Eagle one actually that I got from this. Yeah, you see it here, these Liberty Eagles, these are the ones that you're able to trade your virtual silver for. They're very similar, so they're very easy to transport and post to people or have them posted to you if you want to sell them, to buy them there. Those are the ones that most people probably have at home. So if you're able to get a deal on a lot of them, then sell 1 or 2 as and when. That's also a really good way to make money.
But you'd have to be buying quite a lot of it, obviously, wouldn't you? To
sometimes, yeah. I mean, you could just buy 1 and hope that the price goes up, but generally it's better to buy 2 or 3. Then also the shipping makes it more worthwhile. But say on one of the membership schemes I'm in, I get access to wholesale pricing, so it's not too bad to buy, say, five or six of them, and well, then you can sell them on if you want to, as and when, if you find someone willing to buy it at the right price. So
Yeah.
this is the one I got. Yeah, these ones here. It's not the same ones. I only ordered them yesterday, but $34.20.
Did you bring the silver with you to Spain, Howard?
Yeah, I did to make this video. Yeah, just these three though. So
Oh, right.
it survived the Ryanair flight.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's America.
yeah, it was all there. It was all there. I checked it when I got here. That's another good thing about 7K medals, as well as the virtual wallet. You get access to the dealer direct pricing, and they actually arrive in England really fast. Even though they're sent from the US, it only takes 3 or 4 days for them to post these out.
So when you do this virtual stuff, you don't necessarily ever want to have the silver at home.
No, you don't have to. I mean, you could just never want it. You might just leave it in the virtual wallet, or you might change from silver to gold or gold to silver if you thought the ratio was right. Or you might say that the price went up, you might transfer back to cash and then just transfer it to your bank again.
So you could just link it to your bank account, say I want to cash all of this in.
Yeah, it links to your bank. You actually get a prepaid card. I don't have it with me to show on the video, but it does link to your bank.
Right.
Yeah.
Good idea. Because I mean, you know, when you were doing this, I thought it's a good idea because I do have savings, but they earn absolutely nothing.
But it's actually a form of legalized theft, what the governments are doing, because if your interest rates are less than inflation, that's pretty much the government taking money from you.
Because you're paying out more in tax, you mean, for the VAT?
Well, not that, but say your interest rate is, say, even the best one I have is 1.25%. So, and I think that's like good. But say inflation, like we saw in the video, was 4%. So say you have £100, and at the end of the year you'd have £101.25 with the interest. But things that were worth £100 at the start of the year are now £104 because of the inflation.
Yeah.
So you've just lost, say, £2.75.
Yeah.
But obviously, the more money that you have, the bigger a difference it makes. Like if you've got thousands of pounds, then you really are losing a lot every month, unless either interest rates go up or inflation goes down.
But silver is more or less a long-term thing, though. Like you're not going to be buying it today and selling it next month, kind of a thing. It's more like.
Probably not. I mean, there are some points, if you manage to find some low mintage ones that aren't around and you find a buyer who really wants to buy it, then you could do. But yeah, generally is a longer term investment, so 3 to 5 years. But not always. If something happens, a world events like the pandemic and the price suddenly went up, then yeah, people who bought in February 2020, maybe they sold in March 2020. So.
Yeah.
But generally, yeah, it's more of a long term. I mean, it generally holds its value. So if you needed to sell one of them, then yes, you could just sell one of them the next month and you wouldn't lose money. And obviously with the Britannias, you get the tax benefit of it as well.
But they're presumably a bit more expensive, are they?
No, they're around the same price actually as the Australia ones, like this one, and the Eagles. So yeah, actually it's a tiny bit cheaper than a generic one here. I don't know why. I'll share the screen. Yeah, so the Britannia here is $34.24, and just a generic silver is 30.
And is it always done in dollars?
On this side, yes, 7K are based in the US. So it's always in dollars. But when you pay for it, you are able to use any debit or credit card, and then they just do the conversion. Silver is generally talked about in US dollars. So if you mention the spot price, for example, like right now is around $24. Yeah, they generally use dollars. So The Britannia is like
$24 for an ounce, is it?
yeah, but that would just be for literally 1 ounce of silver. These ones, like the Britannias, the Austrian Philharmonic as well, that's quite a popular one. Those ones will also have the collector value, so they're worth more than just literally 1 ounce of silver.
Yeah, it's
So
because
that's
of
why they're a
the,
bit over. Yeah.
what do they call it, the numismatic, is it value or
Yeah.
something?
Oh yeah, well some of them, yeah, like the Britannia is £2, the Austria one is €1.50. Yeah, and obviously some are way more than spot price. So that's only 3 ounces, but it's $615 because it's once you
So,
start getting into proofs and
so,
MS70.
so the spot price is like the base price, is it?
Yeah, it's like her base price. So it's literally just for 1 ounce of silver and gold, nothing on it.
Without,
Just
with
literally 1
no,
ounce.
just plain old silver, nothing
Yeah,
stamped on it.
yeah. So it's fairly rare to buy something that's the same as spot price. Most people, you should try and buy as near as possible to
Yeah.
it. You shouldn't pay too much over the
Yeah.
odds,
It's
but
funny,
it's rare.
I do remember a couple of years ago when I looked at silver, I was going to buy some. This is a good few years ago. I think it was shortly after the last recession or something. And I think it was only about $17 an ounce. Does that sound right?
Yeah. So let's go on the graph and see. Yeah, so if you bought in 2008, it was about $15 an ounce. Yeah.
And now it's 24.
It was actually 28 until recently. There was a bit of a dip because of various things going on.
Yeah.
But I think it will go back up again. It's like I said with the graph, whenever it goes down, it always does go up eventually. It's a bit like stocks and crypto and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Like you just have to wait it out when there's a dip, and then it will hopefully go back up. But say, so that's like $15 in 2008. I'm just trying to see what it would be if you put it into a savings account, how much money you'd have. So 2008, that was 13 years ago. So let's just say you put $15 into an account that gave you let's say 2% just to be generous. All right, so right now in 2021, you would have $20 or pounds if you did that. But if you did it in silver, you'd have 24. So you would be better off in silver. Obviously, it depends because you don't know what interest rate you would have got and how much. I just guess 2% is a really rough thing, but interest rates have never been that high since 2008. So
I should really buy some, and I mean it. I mean, I really should, because whatever savings I have, it's pointless, really.
Yeah, well, at the interest rate it is now, then
yeah. I look at it, and sometimes I don't even look. It's so low, I don't even care. It's usually about £6.20 a month, or something.
That actually sounds quite good compared to some of the other ones out there. Yeah, some of the other ones are atrocious. Like some people get 1p or 2p per month, but that's just an explanation of how silver can help